The double-handed backhand lob is divided into 4 sections: the setting up stage, the landing stage, contact point, tracking and follow through. A lob is a shot you would use to change up the pace. It's also something if somebody's coming up to net and you want to lob over their head. It's also a good way of making time, meaning you're being pushed off the court, you need some time to get back into position. Also, if you're playing against somebody who likes a hard and fast driving game, put out a few lobs, change up the pace of the game. When lobbing over the net, where is the highest point of the arc? If you can visualize a side view of the arc, it goes up to the highest point. Now, where is this highest point? The highest point is the distance between the person who's standing at net and the net itself. If you can draw a line in between the two, half that distance in between the two, if you can extend it high above the person's head, that is the highest point of the lob. As soon as it's past that point, just a little bit past the net but a little bit in front of the player, the ball must start to fall. The ball must start to fall in that spot, because if the ball hasn't started falling by then, there will not be enough time for the ball to fall into the court. And if you can always guarantee that the top of the arc is over there, the ball will always be in. Remember, double-handed backhand, the left hand is more dominant. It's 60% the left hand, 40% the front hand. Stage 1, setting up stage. We have a ready position. The racket is out in front, elbows away. I have a split step. There's a grip change. I turn to the side, pivot to the side, and my body is facing sideways. Look that both hands are on the grip. Grip change turn, I do the grip change, which is like a chest pass to the side. Notice that the left hand is near the throat to the racket, but once it gets to the back, it starts falling down to the grip. Remember, the grip has changed from grip number 3, which is normal ready position grip, to a grip number 1. When I turn and pause to this position, I normally use the pause a lot, because in a lob situation, sometimes the ball coming at you is a loop-de-loop type of ball. You don't want to hit a lob off a hard ball. It's very difficult to change direction and speed at the same time. The landing phase, the racket drops, the body drops, and the front foot steps in. It's a 3-point landing. Look how carefully the racket is dropping. Now notice it's dropping on edge. The strings are not facing the ground. So the racket face is a little bit more open now, so that means that there's an open racket face when you hit the ball right at the top of the swing. Look how my left arm is straightening down. Look how my body is bending down, and look how that front foot has stepped in. See how the racket is getting at least a foot and a half, maybe at least a foot underneath that ball to get the elevation. It's very important to try and get as much topspin as possible in this phase, because the more topspin it is, the more offensive the lob's going to be. It's really going to confuse them having topspin on the ball. The contact point. The contact point is a little bit more out in front. It has a very steep swing path, so sometimes I'm on my back foot. My racket face is a little bit more open than normal, and you'll notice that my hand is parallel to the racket face on contact. I am trying to get a nice high target over the net, but I really want to get racket head speed, because the spin on the ball is crucial. Look how away from my body and out in front I'm hitting the ball. There's going to be a slightly open racket face. Okay, the tracking and the follow through. Very important, because you don't want to let them know that you've just hit a lob. So you want to have a steep swing path. You want the racket face to track the ball. Notice that my head has not moved at all. My body's on balance when I finish. And the visual picture of what you see is very similar to a normal drive. So sometimes people don't realize that you sent up a lob. You're using a lot of disguise, and it's very useful when you're lobbing. Very often, as I've said earlier, you don't want to change direction and speed. You only want to change one or the other. So lob when somebody's loop-de-loop type ball at you, or if somebody's hitting a soft ball at you.